There is nothing more delightful than the taste of fresh peas you've grown yourself straight off the vine, in my opinion. Peas are one of those crops that are completely different when they are homegrown versus store-bought. Even if you don't really care much for peas, I encourage you to try growing them at least once because you might be pleasantly surprised. Today, we are diving into the wonderful world of spring gardening, and I'm super excited to show you how we're getting our carrots and peas off to a great start in our organic backyard garden. Now, here's the deal. Planting carrots and peas in the spring sets the stage for a bountiful harvest later in the season. But it's not just about sticking seeds in the ground and hoping for the best. There's a method to the madness, and today I'm going to share all of our best tips with you. First, let's talk soil. Carrots and peas thrive in well-draining, nutrient-rich soil. So be sure to amend your garden bed with compost or organic fertilizer before planting. I did this off camera, but you can learn about my favorite DIY soil mix that I make myself with 3 simple and affordable ingredients. I will post the link to that video right up here in the upper right corner, and I'll include links in the description to the video and the article on our website. A lot of people mention having issues with carrot germination. I've never had a problem getting my carrots to germinate, but that's because I follow a few simple steps to ensure proper germination every time. First, you will want to make sure you have amended your beds and you are ready to go. I also mix in Espoma garden tone prior to planting. Just read the instructions on the bag to figure out the dosage based on the area you are planting in. Next, you will want to make sure your soil is damp, not completely soaked, but definitely wet enough that the seeds will stick once you sprinkle them on top. The key to germination is making sure the seeds make good contact with the soil, that they stay consistently moist, and that you have something to hold them down so they don't blow away. A lot of people have success using cardboard. But here in Oklahoma, we have high winds, so I've always used old wooden planks, and this has worked great for me for years. I always press down my rows with the planks and then sprinkle my seeds over the top and then set the board on top. After about 7 days, you can start checking to see if you have any green sprouts coming up. As soon as you see little sprouts, you can remove the boards because they will need sunlight to continue growing. If you don't see any sprouts at 7 days, keep them covered and keep checking them every day or two. It can take up to 2 weeks or so for carrots to germinate. But make sure you are keeping your soil moist the whole time. You also want to check your seed packet and make sure you are planting at the proper time for your growing zone. If you aren't sure, let me know in the comments either what your growing zone is, or if you aren't sure about that, what your zip code is, and I'll be happy to help you figure it out. As you can see, we're planting our peas at the base of this teepee trellis. It not only saves space, but also provides support for those climbing vines. And I have to say, the string going around the trellis is absolutely essential. At least for me, it is. The years that I have tried to grow peas without that extra support, I have had a lot of issues. I should also mention this is not the typical way I start my pea seeds. I actually pre-sprout my seeds using the paper towel and Ziploc bag method. I made a video over that process last year, so I'll link it up here for you. As for this year, I did do that, and I still have those seeds in the house and under grow light. I'm waiting until they get just a bit bigger before I move them into the garden. In the meantime, I thought it wouldn't hurt to direct sow some peas before we pass our direct sow date for the season, which is actually in 2 days. So we're getting these in the ground just by the skin of our teeth. I have had issues in previous years with birds or squirrels or rabbits digging up my seeds before they have sprouted. That's why I'm using these Dollar Tree baskets to keep the seeds somewhat covered and hopefully make it kind of difficult for them to get to.
Now, on these peas, each seed, do you know, that produces several shoots or just the one vine?
Just the one.
Wow.
That's why it's good to plant multiples together, because they help support each other.
Each one of those baskets had only 2 of them.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I thought I put 4 on them. I got more right behind you. I did.
I had 2 up here, yeah.
Huh. I had a whole bunch, oh, maybe I used those when I put the cold frames on, so there's no telling where they went. Now remember, if you want a comprehensive guide to growing your own veggies, don't forget to check out the links in the description for our complete grow guides over on our website, which is secondmilejourney.com. And remember to keep your soil consistently moist, especially during the germination period. And there you have it. Planting carrots and peas in your spring garden is as easy as that. With a little bit of love and attention, you'll be enjoying fresh, homegrown produce in no time. Thank you so much for joining us in the garden today. If you found this video helpful, we sure would love for you to subscribe so we can continue bringing you more great content. Remember, we have links in the description to our grow guides as well as products we use in our garden. If you are new here, we would love to hear from you through our brief gardening survey. I will pin a link to that in the comments. If you wouldn't mind completing the survey, that sure would help us as we plan future content to share with you. And remember to go the second mile today for someone in your life and with your resources.